Hello. Welcome back to playing through almost every extreme sports game ever made. This week we're back with a bunch of skateboarding games. I mentioned in the first video that I'm not going to play every single Tony Hawk game because nobody has time for that, but I am going to play the one that came with the plastic skateboard, Tony Hawk Ride. I'm not going to play that, but I'm mostly just going to focus on the mainline Tony Hawk games, or just the ones that I spent a lot of time with. That does not include the underground games. I just didn't play them very much, so I'm sorry. Anyway, let's get into it with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Now everyone thinks they can skate like Tony.
All of these commercials have the same voiceover guy. I really like this menu music. Tony Hawk 1 doesn't have manuals? I was playing the remake they released a couple years ago, the 1 and 2. They of course kind of like modernized everything. You know, they have the reverts and all that stuff. This kid that lived across the street from me, his name was Brian. He got the demo disc of this from somewhere, and he only played the demo. And my brother and I would go hang out with him, and he'd be like just completely content to only have the demo disc. That's all he would play. He would just sit and do that 2-minute run on that one level. I was just beside myself. I'm like, what are you doing, man? There's a whole game. And he was just like, nope, this is fine. I don't know, man. It's still a good game. It's obviously missing some of the like important pieces that people got used to in the later ones, but still feels pretty good. Right down circle. There it is. Just need to land it. All right, I'm almost hitting the ceiling. Wow. There we go. We lived in Seattle for a long time, and the first time we went to Portland, I was so excited to see this skate park that Caitlin just was like, all right, man. It's not that exciting, but it is. I think it's really cool. There's really not much to say about Tony Hawk 1 beyond it's a very good game. Grind Session from 2000. The rat?
It's a free world. Skate it. Grind session. Rated E for everyone.
How much longer?
We're working on it.
PlayStation.
All right. I have not played Grind Session in, I guess, almost 25 years. I remember liking it. Yeah, I really don't remember anything about it other than Dewan Song was in it. Dewan Song is still incredible at skateboarding. Like, he posts on Instagram all the time, doing just the most insane stuff. I gotta say, like, animations are pretty good. Feels all right. Trick list. Oh, here we go. Manual. Up triangle? What? Why? Okay. That was weird. Look at that grab. You know, I would say surprisingly good. I don't like, it's clearly not as maybe polished as Tony Hawk 1. Feels like it's, you know, trying to do something kind of unique. Oh, wait. Skater's Eye. Oh, look at that. That's cool. All right, so you can see the different lines. That's a cool idea. Like, it still has that PS1 kind of jankiness to it, but it feels okay. I don't know if I would play this again, but I'm glad I checked it out because it's pretty cool. Tony Hawk 2. Which came out in 2000.
Look at what we're launching. The new Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. We're talking lots of new tricks and hundreds of insane new combos. There's even more courses, a park editor, and a dream team of skaters to choose from. Skateboarding reaches new heights with new Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, rated T for teens.
Still that same commercial guy. Tony Hawk 2 is, I think, my favorite of all of them. It's so good. Now we got manuals. Great. Now we're moving. Just a hell of a game. It's so good. I was right down. Get there. Come on, man. I feel like I should do the 900 in all these. I had that one. It feels a lot more polished. The first one still felt a little clunky and stiff. There we go. All right. Well, that's Tony Hawk 2. It's, of course, still amazing. The next game I want to play is actually Tony Hawk 2 again, but the Game Boy Advance version of it. This Game Boy Advance version of Tony Hawk is very strange. The camera is at a very weird angle. It's like isometric, which is, you know, takes a little getting used to, but honestly works. I love these very, very simplified 3D models here. 16 polygons. So it doesn't so Game Boy Advance only had 2 face buttons and 2 shoulder buttons. The left shoulder button is flip tricks. The right one is grabs. This is so weird. I wonder if I can do a 900 in this. It's gonna take some doing here. Oh yeah, easy. Fun to see, but I don't really need to play this very much. It is a strange isometric Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 for the PlayStation 2.
Has Tony Hawk gone insane? Tricking off a fire truck, a cop car, and freeway traffic? It's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 with 8 massive living levels that let you trick off of everything. Choose from 13 skaters, create a skater, a skate park, even play online.
Online?
Tony Hawk doing on the freeway?
Front side nose grind.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, rated E to T.
All right. This one always felt really good. Like, it feels very fast and polished. I just remember at the time feeling like this is like, wow. 2 is, of course, very good, but this felt like a huge improvement on top of that formula in a way that was very striking. For whatever reason, I always really like the parks that are, or the levels that are like a big skate park. Like, the frame rate's so good, and they got the reverts in there. You know, I said Tony Hawk 2 is my favorite. I mean, that is definitely because of the nostalgia of it all, but 3 is also really good. This was, I think, the pinnacle of the Tony Hawk games, because 4 is fine. I think 4, we'll get to it. The levels are okay. Everything after this was either trying to be something else entirely or trying to just kind of recapture what made 3 as good as it is. I don't think it was ever successful at either of those. Like when it tried to be really realistic or gritty, or it had this stupid skateboard controller, whatever it was. Or just like they made, as a Tony Hawk 5 was like a sort of recent attempt at remaking the classic Tony Hawk formula, and it was so bad. You can just throw 900 wherever. They don't even care. Tony Hawk 4.
Hey, what's up?
Tony Hawk?
You ready?
Imagine if the world's greatest skaters challenged you to do their greatest stunts. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 is the ultimate challenge. With no time limits, huge free-roaming levels, 190 progressively harder goals, and the world's greatest skaters challenging you.
Hey, you okay?
Woo! Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, T for team.
I don't know if I even owned Tony Hawk 4. I assume by the time 4 came out, everyone was a little burnt out on these. Still feels pretty good. You know, this is fine, I guess. There's really not much else going on with Tony Hawk at this point. And I was talking about this with like Dave Mirra too, and it's like at a certain point, the levels just don't really make any sense, or there's nothing cool going on, and it's like, This level's so boring. Yeah, not much else to say about this. It's another Tony Hawk. It feels weirdly lifeless compared to the other ones, which I don't even know how to quantify that, because the levels aren't much different. All right, that's enough of this. I'm going to move on to the next game, The Simpsons Skateboarding, which I've never played. This came out in 2002. I was extremely surprised that there was a Simpsons skateboarding game, but hey, Tony Hawk made millions of dollars. It's going to look like a weird mod for Tony Hawk with Bart Simpson doing kickflips. I can't believe this. What a nightmare.
Whatever. Coming 360.
Wow, they got Kent Brockman to narrate this? First off, this feels awful. Nothing really feels the way you would expect it to.
Nose slide.
Nose slide. This feels so bad. I can't. Like, the levels are big. They're not good. It's almost impressive how bad this like feels moment to moment, but it's mostly just really frustrating. I am not going to play any more of this. Honestly, impressively bad. Tony Hawk Project 8, which came out on the Xbox 360 in 2006. I like this intro that they put in Project 8 here because they clearly thought this was the coolest looking thing they've ever made. Everyone was going to really appreciate how high quality this was. The thing that I feel like makes this look the most like a 360 game from 2006 is that there's just an aggressive amount of like bloom on everything. Remember playing this a long time ago, and I think the map is like all connected. Ooh, look at that bloom. Oh, it just does not feel good. The camera's too close. This game is just basically trying to be a slightly updated version of the same thing they made for so many years. There's the 900. They also have this like slow motion mode. It's really goofy. That's all right. I remember that. Like, whatever. So stupid. I guess that's enough Tony Hawk Project 8. I can tell you there's not much else interesting going on. The rest of the map is not that cool. What a weird time capsule. Honestly, a pretty big bummer. I will at some point later, I'm going to play like the remaster 1 and 2, because that's actually really cool. That's everything for today. There's a lot of Tony Hawks. They're interesting to look at kind of next to each other just because they did get a lot better and they changed a lot of interesting things, but Grind Session is actually kind of cool. Next time, I think there is, of course, a ton more snowboarding games that I'll be playing, and then a bunch. I have so many Xbox 360 games that some of them are sitting here. I have, of course, Shaun White's Skateboarding, but like all the Amped games and all these Xbox games that I'm going to need to check out. So we'll see you next time.